Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. Sometimes, as we're stumbling along in the dark, we hit something good. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you. A flower does not use words to announce its arrival to the world. It just blooms. The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings.
Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more, expect least.
The rich fop Francis of Assisi was bored all his life.
Staying in the past won't help you move on to your future.
But I do know which is the least popular. The truth. I believe that words are strong, that they can overwhelm what we fear when fear seems more awful than life is good. Take care of your costume, and your confidence will take care of itself. Life is not about perfection. It's about persistence. Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.
I've never had anyone's approval, so I've learned to live without it.
The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white. What one generation finds ridiculous, the next accepts, and the third shudders when it looks back on what the f***s did.
After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you.
With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy.
It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself.
The bird of paradise alights only upon the hand that does not grasp. No one owes you anything. You owe yourself everything. Life's most significant achievements often emerge from the depths of adversity. Don't think about the possibilities of failing. Never forget to think about the possibilities of flying.
If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other.
The question is not how to get cured, but how to live.
Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. All things one has forgotten scream for help in dreams.
The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. Do not sabotage your new relationship with your last relationship's poison. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending.
Life is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel.
As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
Being unconquerable lies with yourself. Being conquerable lies with your enemy. Everything you do doesn't have to be seen or heard.
Do your best and trust the process. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. With faith, discipline, and selfless devotion to the duty, there is nothing worthwhile that you cannot achieve.
Colors blind the eye, sounds deafen the ear, flavors numb the taste, thoughts weaken the mind, desires wither the heart. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales.
I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason, to whatever results they led.
In order to form an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must, above all, be a sheep.
Closed in a room, My imagination becomes the universe, and the rest of the world is missing out. You don't need to understand what the world is. Just let your life flow with it and become something. Smile at strangers, and you just might change a life. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. Life starts out with everyone clapping when you take a poo and goes downhill from there.
But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle.
Good people are good because they've come to wisdom through failure. We get very little wisdom from success, you know. The cause of most of man's unhappiness is sacrificing what he wants most for what he wants now. We have no right to express an opinion until we know all of the answers. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. The essence of life does not consist in the lushness of your possession, but in the richness of your heart.
The nail that sticks out farthest gets hammered the hardest. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness.
Forgive yourself before you die, then forgive others. Maybe it was wrong or maybe impossible, but I wanted the truth to be one thing, one solid thing. The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable.
The only thing that can grow is the thing you give energy to. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived.
Even if there's a small lie in the truth you're telling, it will make the truth questionable. An unbreakable mask and cunning are the keys for executing a plan flawlessly.
Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous.
Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. We often think of failure as a negative experience, but it can teach us so much if we are open to learning from it.
What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
Be a person of substance to people, and not someone they wish they never met.
You must take life the way it comes at you and make the best of it. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone.
Anger exceeding limits causes fear, and excessive kindness eliminates respect.
They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part.
No matter what happened yesterday, it is insignificant when compared to what lies within the core of your being today. Everything looks impossible initially, and then everything eases out gradually. Beginning is the key. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value.
Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction.
Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind.
Remember, if you play small, you stay small.
Look at the sky tonight. All the stars have a reason. The worst thing about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. We never know which lives we influence or when or why.
Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone.
Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. You must not ever stop being whimsical, and you must not ever give anyone else the responsibility for your life.
The truth is, like salt, men want to taste a little, but too much makes everyone sick.
Life is half delicious yogurt, half crap, and your job is to keep the plastic spoon in the yogurt. When you use your energy and resources to punish people, you run out of energy and resources to protect people. The mind once enlightened cannot again become dark. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself.
Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Two wrongs don't make a right, but they make a good excuse. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. The windows of my soul I throw wide open to the sun. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives, and not in what he is able to receive. Believe in your greatness, because what you believe is what you become. We don't receive wisdom, we must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us. I wonder if I'll ever have to decide which is worse, life as we're living or no life at all.
Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality.
There is a time to live and a time to die, but never to reject the moment.
If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. It's exhausting, the energy it takes to unknow a truth.
It's a rare gift to know where you need to be, before you've been to all the places you don't need to be.
Fear is the polio of the soul, which prevents our walking by faith. Life is worth living as long as there's a laugh in it.
Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody.
Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness.
You will have 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water. To burn always with this hard gem-like flame, to maintain this ecstasy, is success in life.
If water derives lucidity from stillness, how much more the faculties of the mind? Success awaits those who steadfastly commit to any requisite sacrifice. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. To succeed in life, you need three things: a wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone.
I think the highest and lowest points are the important ones. Anything else is just in between.
Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go.
Even if no salvation should come, I want to be worthy of it at every moment. When you want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. Alive or dead, the truth won't rest. Rise up while you can. Your environment will eat your goals and plans for breakfast. Be happy with who you are and what you do, and you can do anything you want. We don't meet people face to face, but waste our time on social media's embrace. The art of giving orders is not to try to rectify the minor blunders and not be swayed by petty doubts.
It is only after the deepest darkness that the greatest joy can come.
It should not matter, of course, that I could be crazy, because as luck would have it, fortune favors me. Stop doing what is easy or popular. Start doing what is right. Life takes a bit of time and a lot of relationship. I can be forced to live without happiness, but I will never consent to live without honor. Things come apart so easily when they have been held together with lies.
The sidelines may be safer, but life is played on the field.
A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. To maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. The only difference between money and blank paper is that I can use blank paper for campfire. To succeed, you must reach for the stars and let your imagination find its own path.
Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. Être dans le vent, c'est avoir le destin des feuilles mortes. Everything is hard before it is easy. We are good to others only because we think that that is or will be good for us. The more you face challenges, the less you fear them. And regulation entails organizational effectiveness, a chain of command, and a structure for logistical support. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you.
Think continually about what you want, not about the things you fear. Find the things that matter and hold on to them and fight for them and refuse to let them go. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth. Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look on the best side of every event.
The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down.
I was saying the right things, but not the really true things. The quest for meaning is the key to mental health and human flourishing. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb.
If their forces are substantial, prepare for them. If their forces are strong, avoid them.
Don't change your mind just because people are offended. Change your mind if you're wrong. We judge ourselves by what we feel capable of doing, while others judge us by what we have already done.
We are all worms, but I do believe that I am a glowworm.
If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination.
Feeling guilty does not set us free. Being equipped sets us free. The world changes. We do not. Therein lies the irony that kills us. Sometimes you recognize truth because it destroys you for a bit.
The moment you stop trying to become a better person is the moment you start to become worse than what you already are.
I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. He who is highly esteemed is not easily conspired against.
There are times I wish I were invisible, which is silly since I do everything I can to stand out. All that happens means something. Nothing you do is ever insignificant. Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality. Two things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Education is what they equip you with, just in case your dream doesn't work out.
A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. Only dead fish go with the flow. 10 seconds, that's all it takes for life to throw you a curveball.
Life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man could invent.
The nourishment of body is food, while the nourishment of the soul is feeding others.
This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. No one is going to figure out your life. It's your responsibility. Very occasionally, we pay really close attention. Life doesn't suck. In the high country of the mind, one has to become adjusted to the thinner air of uncertainty. Seeking what is true is not seeking what is desirable.
An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. The job of feet is walking, but the hobby is dancing. Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
If you are untrustworthy, people will not trust you.
The choices we make dictate the lives we lead.
To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone.
Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. There's only one day at a time here, then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be today again. The clarity that comes without desperation is the clarity that carries authority.
Better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie.
There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away, you're always asked to deal with what is most difficult. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Bring forward what is true. Write it so that it's clear. Defend it to your last breath.
Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, and yet no real disorder at all.
I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. I want to show the world how darkness can sometimes be so beautiful. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. It matters not how fast light may travel, darkness shall always be there, awaiting its arrival. Your life will not end with death. You are immortal. You are always there, and you always will be.
There is no progress or accomplishment without sacrifice. If something is important, it deserves to be experienced deeply. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand.
The joy in life is his who has the heart to demand it. I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear.
Don't react. Cut them off silently.
Youth offers the promise of happiness, but life offers the realities of grief. Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible to do. You have 3 choices in life. You can watch things happen, make things happen, or wonder what the hell happened. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding.
Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles.
Just as heart is a fountain of unspoken words, the universe is a womb of wonder weird worlds. Goal setting is the secret to a compelling future. Success sometimes may be defined as a disaster put on hold. Qualified has to be. There is a road from the eye to the heart that does not go through the intellect. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the heart.
Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence.
Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and the rest will follow. We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
And remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes.
We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. Life is too short when you think of the length of death.
When men are pure, laws are useless. When men are corrupt, laws are broken. If you believe, you can, but work hard to believe. Learn from stars. Even in the dark, they give off light, not despair. You might have had to deal with many disappointments in life, but don't doubt the possibility of success. It would be a much more blooming world if we share with others whatever good we have in us. It takes a lot of courage to show your dreams to someone else. Summer is for surrendering. Winter is for wondering. You don't need a compass when you are yourself a map. In order to move on, you must understand why you felt what you did and why you no longer need to feel it. No single event can awaken within us a stranger whose existence we had never suspected. To live is to be slowly born.
In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power.
We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same.
A smiling lie is a whirlwind, easy to enter, but hard to escape.
Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible.
The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right.
Those at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. But I know, somehow, that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Know that true change is demonstrated only by your actions around everyone, not just certain people.
The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us.
In between goals is a thing called life that has to be lived and enjoyed.
He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear.
When the actions becomes frequent than the words, success becomes heavier than the dreams. Do more, say less.
We must meet the challenge rather than wish it were not before us.
I've always liked the moonless night best. It's easier to say things in the dark. It's easier to be yourself. Success will be within your reach, only when you start reaching out for it.
You don't destroy what you want to acquire in the future.
I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy.
If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading.
We started off trying to set up a small anarchist community, but people wouldn't obey the rules. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. I do not know what the heart of a rascal may be, but I know what is in the heart of an honest man. It is horrible.
Sometimes the grass is greener. Sometimes it is sick.
Don't wait. The time will never be just right. The only reason for a test is to grow our faith in his ability to help us pass it. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. Where joy grows deep, sorrow must deepen. The greater one's pleasures, the greater the pain.
Filter out the irrelevant noise. Focus on the objective.
Forgiveness doesn't have to be when they are sorry, but when you show compassion to those who don't deserve it.
Imagination is the highest form of research. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it.
A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when substituted for insight and understanding.
Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Most often, you don't own your own mind. You borrow it from society.
The longer we live, the more weight we carry in our hearts. Best friends are treasures. Hug them for their caring. Applaud their accomplishments. Laugh with them gratefully.
There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite. It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us.
In a world chasing trends, find solace in the everlasting embrace of authenticity and pure happiness.
It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile.
You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat right.
Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention.
But as long as something is never even started, you never have to worry about it ending. It has endless potential.
He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing.
Bitter though it may be to many, Cadfael concluded, there is no substitute for truth, in this or any case. Even small positive shifts in thinking create huge results if you're consistent in your efforts. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. Those who are without compassion cannot see what is seen with the eyes of compassion. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the one worth suffering for.
We don't have to defeat any individual but our own self. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. Spies are a most important element in water because on them depends an army's ability to move.
After everything has been said and done, all you have is your story. Make sure it's worth telling. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit.
The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return. My only advice is to stay aware, listen carefully, and yell for help if you need it.
Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
Do more listening than talking. Talk more about them than about you. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it.
As a leader, you're not paid to make decisions. You're paid to get results from decisions.
Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before.
Life is like an elevator. On your way up, sometimes you have to stop and let some people off.
Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook.
A paranoid is someone who knows a little of what's going on. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained.
Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. In life, there are two things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature. Being liked for the way you looked is worse than not being liked at all. The true delight is in the finding out rather than in the knowing.
Even in the loneliest moments, I have been there for myself.
In the face of change, do not be afraid to spread your wings. and let the winds guide you to new horizons.
Set the troops to their tasks without imparting your designs.
I've heard that the soul often recognizes truth when it hears it, even if the mind does not.
Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning.
Great is truth, but still greater from a practical point of view is silence about truth. Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination. When you go down in flames, let it be a blaze that illuminates your path forward, guiding you towards a new beginning. I want someone whose heart is big enough to hold me.
Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
You are willing to die, you coward, but not to live.
If your life is worth thinking about, it is worth writing about.
Devour your fears or they will devour you. Fear is a lie. Stop believing lies. Be not angry that you cannot make others as you wish them to be, since you cannot make yourself as you wish to be. I never want to change so much that people can't recognize me. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. Having the courage to stand up for what we believe in is our greatest glory, not winning every battle. Life consists of what man is thinking about all day. Those who don't value their words will never value your wishes. It does not take courage to kill, it takes courage to live. Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life. Some choose to influence change, and some choose to be influenced by change. You choose which one are you. There would be no society if living together depended upon understanding each other. Truth persuades by teaching, but does not teach by persuading. Nothing is as it seems, but something is everything it is made out to be. In a room where people unanimously maintain a conspiracy of silence, one word of truth sounds like a pistol shot. If you care about someone enough, you'll always be there for them, no matter what. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient.
It is better to be divided by truth than united in error. To bear and not to own, to act and not lay claim, to do the work and let it go, for just letting it go is what makes it stay.
Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. The strongest people find the courage and caring to help others, even if they are going through their own storm.
Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger.
What is considered impossible is someone else's opinion. What is possible is my decision.
If they don't like you for being yourself, be yourself even more.
Intelligence is more important than strength. That is why Earth is ruled by men and not by animals. Everything will be all right in the end, so if it is not all right, it is not the end. The number of people who believe a thing has no bearing upon its truth.
If you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh, otherwise they'll kill you. Fear not the path of truth, for the lack of people walking on it.
Push yourself to be your best. No one else is going to do it. When we least expect it, a new door opens on its own to take us where we belong. Discussion is impossible with someone who claims not to seek the truth, but already to possess it. Life is dear to every living thing. The worm that crawls upon the ground will struggle for it. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. With the truth, all given facts harmonize, but with what is false, the truth soon hits a wrong note. You always know the truth because when you cut yourself or someone else with it, there's always a bloody show. You've got to show the world who you are before it tells you. Otherwise, you become victim to someone you're not. Life has become the future. Every moment of your life is lived for the future.
Cherish those who seek the truth, but beware of those who find it.
The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. So early in my life, I had learned that if you want something, you had better make some noise. You only fail when you stop trying. Never mourn the loss of innocence, because it always brings the much greater gain of wisdom. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. I believe there is another world waiting for us, a better world, and I'll be waiting for you there. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. Man is but a reed, the most feeble thing in nature, but he is a thinking reed. Everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most. Sometimes what seems like a destination is actually a bridge to a new chapter. I would rather die an individual than live my life as a clone. One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. If life's an exercise in making memories, no one really goes away as long as they are remembered. The universe doesn't like secrets. It conspires to reveal the truth, to lead you to it. Never stop just because you feel defeated. The journey to the other side is attainable only after great suffering. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone. By helping others, we expand our joy and fly like we were born to do so. Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. No matter how many people give me advice, I am going to do what my heart tells me to do. You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. That's a part of it.
Education is not the learning of facts. It's rather the training of the mind to think.
The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world.
If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
I wake up and grind like the whole world owes me money. I'm taking that money like I'm owed.
Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power.
The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams. If all the people who were called crazy started acting normal, we'd probably still be living in caves. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself.